Okay, y'all. So that being said now, okay, we out here and I just wanted to say real quizzic. Alright, how much I love you, and we talking about your transitions into the next level, okay, which is your life after this, releasing the physical body. Now, another subject that comes up with this subject is pain. A lot of people, quote unquote, are have an aversion to pain, and they don't like to consider pain, and they also, so for that reason, they don't like the idea of transitioning from this body, and they avoid it in a lot of ways. But what you don't want to do in these last days is avoid it to the point of causing harm to somebody else. Okay, pause, take note. You do not want to sit there and avoid losing your physical body to the point of hurting somebody else. And this is very big, very important note. Okay, and I'm sharing this with y'all because, like I shared with y'all, my own life has been threatened recently. Some people, and I ain't even going to name names because that's how much I'm not worried about the wicked, you see me, okay, or the wicked energy on earth, and how much I know Christ is my holy one holding me, you see me. Because if they were so big and bad, they would have did it already. And guess what else? Let me say it like this. I ain't even taunting nothing, you hear me though. All respect due to my creator and his powers watching over me. That being said, okay, I'm saying this because I really want y'all to consider this, because when I considered it, like I said in another video, I thought about things like what would happen if my family found me somewhere and I wasn't, there to take care of my physical body, literally, and what would happen in this and that case. Something that I wanted to address is this whole epidemic. It's not even an epidemic, but this whole situation, as a matter of fact, it's something that's been talked about, but it hasn't been addressed like on a big scale. And I'm gonna bring it up since I'm a melanin being, you see me. Something I thought about is, I said, I don't want nobody taking my motherfucking organs. Straight up, just like that, you heard me. I don't want it to happen, and it's not gonna happen. So literally I thought about, what would I do? Like, how could I prevent that from happening? Like, how could I prevent that from happening? God forbid, what if my own people didn't find me to bring me to a place I want to be? What if my own people didn't bring me somewhere, okay, etc. All types of things you could think about, and thinking about your own transition into the next level and releasing the body. And a big part of what we think about, at least what came up for me, is what happens to my body. What happens to my body in the absence of my own presence, as far as my physical, my animation, my own physical being, okay? So being that I thought about that, I literally thought about things like, how could I keep my own organs from functioning for somebody else? And what could I do to make sure that I put myself in a safe place where nobody's going to violate my body? Okay? And I know these are very sensitive subjects for those who don't like the subject, you know what I mean, of transitioning. But I am having this very hard conversation with y'all because it's been very real in my life. And as a child of God, I know he's watching over me. And to the point that he himself has encouraged me to literally prepare myself for that moment of transitioning, okay? And I'm not going to go into certain details, but I'm bringing these subjects up for y'all to consider for yourself, especially for those who are watching over family and children, okay, in these times, who want to make sure their children are protected. I want you guys to consider things like this and be generous with yourself, okay? Generous with yourself enough to know there's life after the physical. And I can say this confidently because I have been literally declared unconscious on a hospital gurney before. I have literally experienced myself going to this point of not being conscious in the physical body, okay, more than once before. And as much as it's not something I can seemingly prove to you right now, I'm sharing with you, especially for those who are of a like manner or who have been through things like that. But for those who may have not been, I hope this conversation helps you to consider and be encouraged to face your transition into the next level courageously and not feel afraid of anything, really, and to be encouraged to choose your own way forward. Why am I saying this? Because I don't want any of us to be condemned to a level of wickedness that the children of God, I don't feel you were meant to see. I do mean it, because the Bible says, only with thine eyes shall I behold the reward of the wicked. Now, I do believe that Christ will keep us alive if he intends for us to be alive. I do know that he will bring us through things that we may not even want to see, in order to not only teach us, but to teach others. Okay? And so I'm sharing that with you because I know that he has the power to allow you to live through all things. Peace. I'm going to go to the next video.